Hi friends! What you see in front of me are two of my planners for next year. The first one is my everyday vertical planner. Really excited to get started with this in January. And this one is an Erin Condren hardbound notebook with a dot grid that I'm going to use as my bullet journal for next year. The third planner I haven't purchased yet, but I have purchased the inserts. It's going to be a personal planner with inserts from So Much Crafting to do my rewind planning. As an example, I have my planner from 2017, and I just do all kinds of fun spreads. Here is what a blank week looks like. So what I want to show you guys within these two planners and kind of the other planner is how I am going to tackle my New Year's resolutions. I have come up with 12 resolutions for this upcoming year. Some of them are tangible things like I want to get a thing or do a thing. Some of them are, like habits I want to start, all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to show you, first of all, how I'm going to set them up in my planner and then how I'm going to track my progress throughout the year. I pulled out my bullet journal, even though I'm not going to be writing in it, just to let you guys know this is where some of the things are going to go, and I'll explain to you what's going to go in here. I also have my bullet journal from 2017 that I just used some of the blank pages in here to make examples. I wasn't as strict as with like a format for that one, so I feel fine just grabbing it and using pages. So let me start by opening this up to the page where all of my resolutions are going to go. So here, first of all, I've got my ruler, my sticky notes, my vellum front cover. I haven't put my name in here yet. Quote pages. I've already started putting in my menstrual cycle. And right here is where my resolutions are going to go. I've never done anything with this page, so I thought this was a great time to try it out. So I have plenty of sticker sheets over here on my left. Let me show you the ones related to resolutions. I haven't made these any kind of pretty, I just printed them. So I have two top bars that say 2018 and one that says resolutions. I haven't tested this, I really hope they fit. And then all of my resolutions. So I'm going to go ahead and put down the top bars, and then as I put down each resolution, I'm going to talk to you how I'm going to track that. Some of them I don't have a plan yet on how I'm going to track, so I would really appreciate feedback. Okay, that just fits. Beautiful. It's got a little bit of overhang here, but it's fine. And you can still see the petals in the back, but it's just one of those things. It's one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of all of the designs Erin Condren puts in. Sorry, I spin this in all kinds of directions. I just never know what's going to be the best way to lay this down. Okay, let's open this back up, see what it looks like. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I'm really excited. The font, in case you are interested, is Magnolia Sky. I had to download it. And the background color for this is a really pale, like pastel yellow, but with the lights, it's being so washed out that you can't tell. It just looks white, but it is a yellow. So let's go ahead and get started with the box up here and my very first resolution. And that's this one, $5,000 in savings. Let's go ahead and put this in, and then I'll talk about it. Okay. I can't remember how I sized this. Okay, $5,000 in savings. So my goal is that by the end of the year, December 31st, 2018, in my savings account, and that's not my emergency funds, but like my actual savings account, there will be $5,000. So to track this, I made myself some stickers. Let me pull them out. And it is my $5,000 in 52 weeks savings challenge. They're really cute. I just finished making them this morning, and it's just this really quick pig design that I went ahead and it's just circles and squares and stuff I made. Very simple. And then I put how much each week I want to put in. Oh, this isn't the front page. This is the front page. So the idea behind this is that every single week, still not the right, every single week I put in $97. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this sticker right here in my personal planner, my Rewind planner. Right here at the top section, I'm just going to put that in every week if I went ahead and I transferred that money. So 97 times 52 is not 5,000, it is 5,044. And at first I was like, maybe I should modify this so it's exactly 1,000, but I thought 5,044 means that once I'm done, I reach 5,000, I can take that $44 and buy myself the most expensive steak dinner I know of, which is going to end up being actually probably more than $44. But it's going to be $44 to treat myself with and then have $5,000 in the bank. So these I kept very simple with pinks, purples in them, a little bit of blue on his eyes, but I think they're going to be really fun to do. And then in my bullet journal, and I'll talk about this a little bit more as I go into other resolutions, at the end of each month in my bullet journal, I'm going to have like a resolutions update for each of my New Year's resolutions. I'm just going to quickly write about where I am, and you know, at the end of the month, I'm just going to put in for this, like how much is in the bank, how much should be in the bank, and to see if I need to catch up anywhere. So I'm really excited about this. This past year, I also had like a goal of having, I think it was only 3,000 in the bank because my job didn't pay as much last year, or this past year. But I didn't put any like steps for it. I didn't have any plan on how I was going to do it. So this was like, I need to buckle down and actually do this if I want to have savings by the end of the year. So I'm not going to put those in yet, obviously, but yeah. So the next resolution, I call it apartment perfection. Let's go ahead and stick this in, and then I will talk about it. So apartment perfection, I moved into my apartment December 1st, 2017. That was my move-in date. And I left a lot of furniture behind that was handed down to me that I didn't love, and I have a lot of ideas on things I want to put in my apartment. But my goal for this year, hopefully I get it done well before next December, is just to get everything how I want it. I'm not a very particular person. I don't need lots of expensive decorative stuff, but I want it to be that when I walk from room to room, I'm not like, man, I wish I had this here or this here. So like right now, if I walked into my kitchen, I'm like, man, I wish I had a clock in here, and I wish I had like a small bulletin board. Or when I walk into my living room, I say, I wish I had a couch. Yeah, so hopefully that's what I hope I can do with this. So to track my apartment perfection, I did make a sticker sheet. Apartment perfection. So again, all of these colors are being very washed out by the light, but it's each one of these is just a box with a blank header and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 checklists. Basically, those checklists are things I want to buy for the apartment, and then down here I have headers for every room in my apartment. I have a very small one-bedroom apartment, and this black bar I won't need. So what I'm actually going to do is flip away from my New Year's resolutions page to the back of my planner, to the notes page, and you can see I've outlined where certain things are going to go, and my apartment layout is going to go right here. Now the reason I sectioned off both of these for apartment layout, if I end up starting to fill these out but I still want more, I'm going to just print another one of these and put it on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't know what I want to do about this flag, though. Okay. All right, it's just going to be there. So let me go ahead and place all of these boxes down, and I can chit-chat more. Okay, as you might be able to tell, there's a little bit of overhang. Let me quickly grab my scissors. So this was not planned. It turns out that the old Erin Condren, because that's what I was using for dimensioning, it's not that dimensions are different, it's that the lines start differently. So there's a little bit of overhang. It's not terrible, I'm not incredibly happy about it. Alright, I only cut my planner paper a little bit. So that just means that these last two down here, the last two boxes down here, I'm just going to have to choose the two that are going to need the least amount of stuff. So obviously, I guess not obviously. So it's definitely not my bedroom. Okay, so it's the hallway for one. I have two hallways that I definitely want stuff to like spruce them up, mostly like art and stuff, or like hanging up my stuff. But there's that, and then bathroom. Yeah. Because for the bathroom, most of the stuff I want is just matching towels. That would be awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. The living room is the one that's going to have the most stuff. I'm just going to put that up here. The one that I think, actually, honestly, all of these are going to have a good amount of stuff, but I'm going to just put them in with, for some reason, certain colors of this, like, in my mind, scream a certain room. So we're going to do that. Okay. So, I'm not sure, sorry, the light's a little rough. Better. So I'm not sure what I'll be putting in this right now. I have some ideas, but this is a really good start, and I'm really excited about it. So, back to my resolutions page. And I'm done with this sheet. Okay, so the next resolution is eat at home more. And there's an exclamation point because when I was looking over my budget from last year, not even my budget, my expenses and putting together a budget for this year, my biggest expense is always food. And that's because I'm crazy and I hate cooking. So this is just me saying, you know what, you gotta eat at home more. If it means you make grilled cheese sandwiches and soup all the time, whatever. I'm just saying that because that's what I'm probably having for dinner tonight. But it's just me screaming to myself, I have to eat at home more because it's just getting too expensive. So I'm going to track this in my bullet journal. Oops, I don't need that. That's my sheet telling me where all the things are. So let me pull out my other bullet journal where I made an example of this. So here's the example I made. This is a very sloppily made habit tracker. It has 31 days to mark the 31 days of whatever month. I think I was just planning it off December. And then the two things that I'm going to use to track it are eat in and eat out. I just put eat out because, yeah. So, whatever color scheme I decide to go with, so let's say the color scheme for this month is blue, I'll grab a blue pen, blue colored pencil more likely, and let's say on the first I ate in, so I'm going to fill in that, and on the second I ate out. And right now it's to track dinners, but I might add lunches in there because I work like downtown, so I'm really tempted to just go across the street to Panera or Noodles & Company instead of bringing food. So that's how I'm going to track eating in versus eating out. And I do have a budget that I'm putting together for this upcoming year that's going to tell me exactly how much money I have for groceries and eating out versus eating in. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to track that. So we have our first row of lovely resolutions all put together. So I'm going to start with this box just because I'm trying to disperse the colors. So this one, let's put it right here. So this one is better car care. This means several things. The first one is just keeping the inside of my car clean. When I was driving like an hour and a half to and then from work every day, my car ended up getting really messy. I'd have snacks, food, lots of extra clothes, whatever you could imagine in there. And it's just disgusting. So my goal is by the end of the year, like really clean my car nicely and then keep it clean. So that's the first part of it. The second part has to do with oil changes and just general maintenance to my car. The last time I got my oil changed, I was 2,000 miles, not 2,000 miles. I was several hundred miles overdue, and I know it's not good for my car. I know it. My boyfriend is really into cars, and he was telling me that's really bad for your car. So I want to make sure I do all my oil changes on time. The third thing I want to do is get new tires for my car. Driving insane distances. I was driving 150 miles every single day for work, just tore down my car's wheels. I already had to replace one of those wheels because it was just dead. I was driving on a spare for a while, but I would like to just get a whole new set of tires because I think it would make me feel better and my parents and my boyfriend when I drive long distances. So that all kind of goes into the Better Car Care headline. I'm telling you all of this because I have no idea how I'm going to track it. It might just be another one of things I track in my habit tracker for car cleanliness. You know, I'll show you a little bit when I talk about like keeping my apartment clean, but I'm going to track, you know, daily if things are clean. So yeah, that is that. And if you have any ideas on how I should track things like, I guess a savings tracker for saving up to get new wheels, and just making sure that whenever my oil change light starts flashing at me to just go right into Jiffy Lube. It's where I usually get mine done. So that is that one. Oh, and that brings us right into the next one, which is clean apartment. Let's stick that in here. Okay. All right, so when I lived at my house, my issue was always keeping it clean because I had so many rooms. It's like, oh, my bedroom's a little messy. I hate looking at it. Let's just move into the living room for working every day. Oh, the living room's getting messy. Let's move to the dining room, or let's move into one of the spare bedrooms, or you know what? Let's sit on the back porch. And by the end of the month, I looked around and I lived in like a pigsty. And I was like, crap, this is going to be a lot of work to clean. And it was. I would have to take like a day or two to completely clean everything. So the goal is just to continuously keep my place clean because I freaking hate cleaning so much. So I'm going to do this in several ways. So the first, I'm going to bring back out my old bullet journal. Here's that habit tracker I showed you before. And down here, starting here, I'm actually going to add car to this. These are just like cleaning habit trackers, and how I use them, because I had one of these. Hold on, let me show you one I've done before. I didn't do a great job of actually filling this in, but these were all of the rooms in my house, and the habit was these are clean. So what I would do, and what I plan to do with this that I hope will be a little simpler, is just at the end of the day, and this will probably be a habit I'll just put in my weekly spreads, I sit down and I say, would I say that right now my living room is clean? Would I say that right now my dining room is clean? And I'm not saying like I've vacuumed, I've dusted. I'm saying if I look around, is there stuff in there that shouldn't be there? Is everything where it should be? Are there no dishes in the sink? Things like that. And I guess I could do the same thing for the car. And I really like that as a habit tracker, and that's what I'm going to do. In addition, I think that once I get a little bit more unpacked, sorry, that's my heater kicking on. I know you can hear it. But once I get more settled in, I'm going to start doing, what are they called? Work zones, cleaning zones, I think is what it's called. So I have 6 rooms that I consider in this place, plus my car, and I can say that's 7. On each day, a certain one of those is what I clean, or I can try to condense it into 6, so I have 1 day off from cleaning. And it's kind of like, all right, day 1 is kitchen. That doesn't mean that's the only day I clean the kitchen. That means that's the day I do like the deeper cleans, like sweep and mop, or wipe down all the counters. So that is my plan for a clean apartment. So for our next one here, I don't want you guys to think I'm gross, but I'm not gross, I promise. But the resolution is to have better hygiene. Again, please don't think I'm gross. The first one of these is to brush my teeth more often. I'll admit I don't brush my teeth every night or even every morning. You know, when I'm rushing to work, my thought isn't, let me grab my spare toothbrush and toothpaste so I can brush my teeth at work. Or at night when I'm tired, like the thought of walking to my bathroom and brushing my teeth. No fun. So the idea for me here is, girl, brush your freaking teeth. And then the second part of it is not to shower more per se, but because it's like, I call it showering. It's more of like washing certain parts of me. Like, that sounds really gross. I'm so sorry. I'm explaining this terrible. It's like my hair, I actually wash too much. My face, like doing like more specialized skincare routines. like I shave my legs in the shower. That's the only time I ever shave them. So like shaving those regularly. It's all kinds of little things that have just been adding up to I'm kind of gross, even though I've been trying to convince you I'm not gross. So that's what I mean by better hygiene. Please don't think I'm gross. So I should just keep this thing out here. I'm gonna pull out again my bullet journal. Actually, I think this is the last one. So I have 2 habits in here as shower and brush teeth, and again, I would just fill it out. The habit tracker in my bullet journal, I think, is going to be a big source of importance for me. And then, of course, at the end of the month, in the end of the bullet journal for that month, I would just sit and write resolutions update. Have I been better? Have I been worse? I told my new dentist that is on my list, and he was he really liked my habit tracker idea. So someone's on board. So let me grab my second sheet of resolution stuff because I finished page 1. Page 2. So we're over on this side now. Let's start with, what color would that be? I'm trying to do like blue and then, yeah, just the colors, right? So let's start down here, and the next one, speaking of doctors, is visit doctors. I hate doctors, every kind of doctor. And that's not good, because doctors are good for you. So in my notes pages, it's going to go right here, doctors. I have not made the page yet, which is why that sticky note is just going to stay there. But basically, I'm going to keep track of certain doctors and how often I should visit them. So the 4 doctors that I have on my list for now are glasses doctors, so going to get my eyes checked. I mean, I think I only need to get them checked once a year, so that's not terrible. A general checkup. I don't have a general doctor since I moved, so I've got to find that. A dentist that I need to visit often because so I grind my teeth pretty bad, and I know I chipped a tooth accidentally and it hurts, and dentist is on my list. But beyond that, just getting like my teeth cleaned more regularly and dealing with some stuff. And then the last one is a lady doctor, because I'm a lady and I need to go see a lady doctor. That's all I'll say about that. So I don't know how I want to track that, but I do want to put it in my notes section somewhere. So if you have any ideas, let me know, and I will make myself a sticker kit. And if you would also like that same sticker kit, I will make it for you and mail it to you for free, because I need help. So visit doctors is on here. Sorry about the glare. Better. Okay, next, what color would that be? I want to do this one last. And this one is read more books. I used to love reading. I was that book nerd that I fought with a librarian about how many books I could check out max a week. I used to work at a library. I freaking loved reading. But in the last few years after college, I just haven't been reading for pleasure as much anymore. No offense to my college, but it kind of ruined reading for me, having to read like a million textbooks, or not textbooks, but my major was in liberal arts, so we had a lot of books to read. I want to get more into it. So my goal is to read 12 books next year. So 1 book a month is kind of the goal. So I do have a kit. This is the only sticker kit other than ones I made for myself I'm using. I purchased this a while ago from Pretty on Paper Co. So the first part of it that's the most important to me is this. It says, use this bookcase to keep track of your reading this year. When you finish a book, write the title on the spine below. I really like this. I'll purchase more of these if I need to, but they are on her site. In addition, I highly recommend Pretty on Paper Co. As soon as I get my next paycheck, I'm heading back because she has a lot of these like note style pages that are meant for like the end of the planner there, and I love them. So I have no idea how this goes together because the first page is the bookcase, which I like, but then this one has a title, this one has a to be released section, and then a to read section. So I'm just going to head to the back of my planner to the books section and work from here. So I think this one's supposed to go down here, and then this one would go right here. Sorry, and then this would go here, and then these would go along the side. I think that's gonna work, so we're gonna try it out. So I'm gonna start with the header. which I guess I don't need, but I like it. It says, so many books, so little time. Very cute. I'm still trying to line this up. I don't know how I want it to go. And then, okay, so I'm going to put this one in first just so I make sure I leave enough space for it. And this is on matte paper, in case you were wondering. Perfect. And then this is just a giant freaking sticker. No. I shouldn't have grabbed it. Not yet. Okay, and then I can center the bookshelf in here. Sorry, this is a lot more work than I thought it would be to like line. Ooh, no, not yet. Oh, thank God. Sorry. Freaked me out. Okay. I can do this. Ah, I did it. Perfect. So many books, so little time. So as I finish a book, I'll put it here. I don't plan on reading that many books. But here I have 17 hearts to put in how many of her books, like if someone mentions them, there's some biographies I know I want to add to this. I do count those. This isn't just fiction. And then if there's any books that I want released to read. So this will be fun. My boyfriend is also really excited. He's so into reading, and he says it's a turnoff that I don't read as much anymore. So there's that. So again, this is from Pretty on Paper Co. I can't even begin to explain to you how much I recommend this. That was such good quality stickers. It's going to be so much fun to write on. And this is just a really good idea, and it fits so well in here. So let me set that aside. Ooh. And then flip back to my resolutions. I'm so excited so far, guys. So I'm going to switch up the order that I originally had these for and put in a different one here. This one doesn't have any like accompanying plan. It's just hair and eyebrow appointments. I love eyebrows. If somebody were to ask me, what's your favorite part on a human body? I would say eyebrows, or like what I found most attractive in is eyebrows. It's the weirdest thing about me, I think, but I love eyebrows and I appreciate them. Mine are crap though. And I used to get them threaded every other week when I was in college, and then the threading place I loved closed down because the person moved, and I haven't found a new threading place where I live now, but my goal is to get my eyebrows threaded at least once a month, and that's not bad. The threading usually costs between $5 and $10 and takes like less than 10 minutes. Like most threading places don't even let you make an appointment because it's like 10 minutes time. So I need to just find a place and get that done. I would like to have it every other week because my eyebrows grow really, really fast. But you know what? I'll accept once a month because I get busy. And then hair appointments. I've never really taken great care of my hair in terms of like length and color. Right now it's super long. It's actually past my waist. And for my birthday, as soon as I get my bonus paycheck for the end of the year, I am going to get it cut and possibly like some highlights or colorings. Not sure what yet, but after that, I do want to take care of it. So when I say hair appointments, I don't mean once a month because that's crazy, but I at least want to go get it, touched up every 3 months or so. So that is on my resolutions because that is something that's important to me that I never do. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so the next one I'm going to put in, I'm very, very excited about. This is going to be something that I have wanted for a very, very long time. And as you can probably read, it's get a cat. It originally said get a freaking cat because I was so excited about it. So I think my boyfriend's going to move in with me eventually soon. We've talked about it. And he has a cat. And I was really excited for that. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized how much I love cats, which I know I always have. I had one when I was little. But that his cat will always be his cat. And I really wanted one of my own. So I am going to, first of all, get my life pretty much under control and get settled in better because I'm not unpacked completely. I'm gonna sit down and think about how much I need to spend to like have a cat, and how much I want to have like in savings or reserve, or how comfortable I want to be, because I want to be able to like, you know, give everything to this cat. And then I'm going to head to the humane shelter, the whatever shelter, and get a cat. I think mine's gonna end up being like an older cat, because I don't have time for a kitten, and like their personality's changed, and I really want to like, this sounds terrible, but I want whatever cat I get to know, I know exactly how it's gonna look like when he gets older, because it's already an adult. And anyway, adult cats don't get adopted as easily. I haven't decided if I'm going short hair or long hair or anything like that. I'm just going to go, the local shelter has this like playroom where all the cats like just hang out. I'm just gonna sit down and hang out with the cats and see which cat chooses me. So I'm not planning anything in my planner for that. That's just more of like a, am I ready? Great. Next we have this one. This is the only one here that's really like planner related, and it is film all weeklies and rewinds. I started filming Weekly Plan with Me, I think in like May of this year, maybe a little earlier, and since then I have filmed and uploaded every single Weekly Plan with Me. And I've only ever missed one rewind plan with me, and that was because when I was putting together the kit, the video was just awful and I didn't feel comfortable putting it up. But other than that, I did it all, but I would like to make sure to do this every single week. I'm going to be tracking it in the notes page, this notes page that comes in the planner. Let me show you how I've been tracking it this past year. So this is my December 2017 spread, and right here is where I had my video section. There were 5 weeks in the planner in this, so I just had Weekly Plan with Me and Rewind Plan with Me and all of them, and then I would just write in what date those went live, and that works for me. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do my notes pages for next year. That's on my list of things to figure out, but I would like to make it a goal to film and upload all of those. Not necessarily on time, because honestly that's kind of a big ask from me, but you know what? Yeah, it's just one of those things that I really want to do. And then my very last resolution, right in here. This is the reason I wanted to do it last. Treat yourself. Right now I'm rewatching all of Parks and Recreation, and I decided to make a treat yourself one. I knew this was going to be one of them. It's basically, next year's going to be a hell year for me. I know work is going to get terrible and everything's going to kind of like just avalanche on me, but treat yourself to me means that once a month I will choose one day to be a treat yourself day. If I can manage to get a whole entire day, that's great. If it's just an evening or a morning off, something like that, just something like that where I get to do whatever I want. Is it sit in my pajamas and binge watch a show? Sure. Is it go to a movie? Sure. Is it go to a museum? Because I love museums. Sure. I just want to plan once a month to have a day where I treat yourself and just make it about me, like, and don't do anything work or like cleaning or anything that related. So that's the last one. Alright guys, there it is, my 2018 resolutions all put together. This was a pretty long video since I was showing you some other things, but I'm really excited to just tackle all of these, and I think it's making me feel a lot better about next year. If you have any questions about how I plan to do certain things, let me know. But really, I just want you guys to tell me what your biggest New Year's resolution for next year is. I've never done New Year's resolutions, really. I've just kind of like been like, I kind of want to do this or that. But this is the first time I set a goal and I put in a plan to reach that goal. Hopefully, somewhere along the line, I'll do some update videos on how this has all gone along. But so far, I'm really excited and I'm glad I've gotten the stickers down. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.